Hi, my name's Nikki Richman, and I'm a licensed acupuncturist in Rockville, Maryland. My company is called Metzian Wellness. Metzian is the Hebrew word for excellent, and I want everyone to have excellent wellness. So we are halfway through January, and I wanted to make a video about resolutions and intentions. Many people at the beginning of the year make resolutions. So I kind of just wanted to check in with you and see if you've made a resolution, like how it's going. And I just wanted to share some thoughts that I had. So I'm on loads of different Facebook groups. I'm on like acupuncture groups and business owner groups and mum groups. And lots of the groups were saying, like, what's your word for 2020? And, like, what's your word, your intention for 2020? And I've been thinking about, like, what is my word for 2020? And I couldn't really come up with a word. I would think of certain words, and they would have, like part of what I wanted for 2020, but it didn't fully encapsulate it. So I kept thinking about it and coming back, and I'd have a word and I'd be like, okay, yeah, like I want that for 2020, but it didn't fully resonate. And then the other day I was thinking about it and I thought the reason why I can't pick like one word for 2020 is it's too limiting. Like I feel like 2020 is going to be a really good year, and one word isn't going to cut it. So I suddenly thought, I'm going to have intention alphabets. And so I wrote down the alphabet and I thought I'm going to pick a word for each letter of the alphabet, which I want to have in 2020. And that felt for me like much better. And, it was just gave me much more choice of like how I want 2020 to be. And actually, I thought, you know what? If like for a specific letter, there's a few words that I want, that's okay. Like for some reason, I'm quite drawn to E, and I was thinking I want like to be more efficient in 2020, but I also want some expansion, and I want some exuberance. So my offering to you is like do an intention alphabet, like write down like every word that sort of like resonates with you for that letter of the alphabet, or what you would like to have in your life in 2020. So then coming to resolutions, often people are wanting to lose weight or get fit or move their body more or give up sugar. And at this time of the year, either people, it's like 17 days into like January. So either you're doing it, you've been like watching what you've been eating, you're having a dry January, so you're like not drinking, you're moving your body more. So either people are doing it and they're doing well and they're feeling good, or 2 weeks into January, you're like, you know what, I did it for like a couple of days and now it's sort of I've stopped, and now you're kind of like beating yourself up, like, oh my gosh, I'm always saying that this is what I want to be doing and I'm not doing it. So one of the things I think is like every day when you wake up, it's kind of like it's a fresh start. So if there was something you were wanting to do, like I don't know, eat more healthily or incorporate exercise more into your body, drink more water, and you feel like that was my intention, but then I sort of fell off the wagon. It's okay. Like every day you wake up, it's a new start, so you can do something afresh every day. So I wanted to share what my resolution was. My resolution, and I started it on December the 30th, was to give up sugar. I eat pretty healthily, but I've got a really sweet tooth and I've got no willpower. So if there are like biscuits or cookies or sweets or cakes in front of me, or ice cream, I'm terrible. I just had no willpower. And I thought like I'm being quite hypocritical as an acupuncturist. I'm always talking to people about like healthy choices. And I was kind of worried like that I would give myself diabetes. So I decided to take it a day at a time because that feels really manageable to me. So I started December the 20th, no, not December, December the 30th. I was like, okay, I'm starting today. And each day is really manageable. So I'm having fruit, and I always like to eat plain oatmeal with some raisins, but I'm not having things like cookies or cakes or chocolate or sweets or any processed sugar. And taking a day at a time is super manageable. Like if I have one day where, I kind of screw up and I'm like, okay, I've had something, then that's okay, because the next day I'm like, okay, now I'm starting again. And so far I've maybe had like 2 days. So I'm into about 3 weeks of doing it. I've maybe had 2 days when I've had like some processed food with sugar. So that is pretty good. And what I've noticed is for a really long time, I was having heel pain in my left foot. I'd wake up and my foot was really hurting. And I was thinking about like, well, what am I noticing now that I'm not having like processed sugar? And I've suddenly noticed that my foot's not hurting. So that's been really good. So my offerings to you, um, do an intention alphabet. Pick words that like really resonate with you, with what you would like to achieve in 2020. And also, if you've got, some behaviors that you want to change, either something that you want to add into your life or something that you want to take out of your life, do it a day at a time, because a day at a time is really manageable. Anyway, I hope that 2020 has started off well for you. And if you want any more wellness tips, or you want to know how acupuncture could be helpful for you, um, my name again is Nikki Richman, and my company is Metsuyan Wellness. And you can look at my website, www.metsuyamwellness.com. Okay, have a great Friday.